guess what? We're on the air.
We're on. We're
We're
live.
on. We're
We're
live.
crack-a-lacking.
We're crack-a-lacking.
We're,
We're
we're
full
crack-a-lacking
time.
and macking and jacking. We're crack-a-lacking. Big macking and jacking.
Oh my
What's
my.
up, everybody? Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, I better put
What's up,
on
everybody?
that party dress. Oh,
That's what I'm talking about. What's up, everybody? What's cracking out there, man? The TSOA land.
hope you're all having
What's going on?
a real good time in these crazy days. I know
Yeah, right.
there's a lot of people out there right now facing some horrors, and I just want to start out with saying we're real sorry. If you're someone we know that's out there in those fires, you have all of our sympathies, and if there's anything we can do for you, um, we'll certainly try to help. And we're so sorry that you're going through it. And we got big opinions
Yep,
about
I
all of
echo.
it. None of it's nice, but um,
No.
you know.
Yeah, man. I hope y'all get through it as best you can, man. Be safe, you know. Well, I echo what my girl said. I really can't do much from a prison cell, but send my best and hope everybody alive and well, you know.
Uh huh.
You know. But yeah, we got some stuff to talk about tonight, man. You know. Other than that, we're just hanging out on Saturday night watching this crazy ass world blow up.
Huh.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Watching this crazy world, man, blow up.
Mm.
Sure is. It's like what's going on in here, you know.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It ain't blowing up in here too. It ain't one thing, it's another.
If it ain't one
Lie,
thing,
lie,
it's
lie.
another. That's the truth.
I ain't never met so many corporate liars in my life.
Huh.
I mean, these motherfuckers are liars, man, like you wouldn't believe.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
It's I've been sharing with Brant what I'm seeing on the internet via Twitter and Instagram, and you know, there's people that are being horribly, horribly punished, whether it's karma or whatever. But for our governor to not know what to do and not handle it, and um, it's disappointing. And there's just one thing where he's trying to find out who's in charge of California. Dude, you're in charge of California. Now, could you imagine if this guy who can't even face what's going on without a stifled smirk on his face were to be running the whole
I mean,
country? My God.
did he actually ask that question? I mean, did he actually ask that question and put it out in the
I have
ether?
seen several things where he is speaking where he's like, "Well, we got to get to the president to figure out how to deal with this," or
Oh my
or
god.
or blaming the mayors of the towns and such, and not taking any responsibility.
Everybody but himself.
Everybody but himself. Absolutely.
That's insane.
It's sad.
That's insane.
It's
Then you
frightening.
got the head of the state, the head of California, is asking who's in charge of California. Is he that fucking drunk on hair gel? I mean, what the fuck?
I really don't know.
What
You
the
might
fuck?
want to speak a little closer to the microphone. You don't sound very clear just now.
Mm.
All
Well,
right.
I'm working with what I got. Well, let me see here. Hang on. Alright, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, much better. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just having a heck of a time getting to chat once again. I don't know why it's such a pain. Um,
Yeah, every time now, huh?
well, it's just I because I got too many uh too many phones driving it. I don't know. It's just it's a weird thing, but I do see that Ken's popped in. I mean, not Ken. I'm sorry, Tim K has popped in. I'm sure Ken will pop in
Tim K,
too.
what's up, bro? I send mine to you, Tim K. Everybody, hope you're well. Hope you're well and safe and at home on a Saturday night, just kicking it, laying low. Home is always the best place to be, man. That's what I say.
Huh?
Can't get in too much trouble being at home.
Yeah. Hopefully not. Huh.
Yeah, well, I know I won't be in trouble like that. But anyways, I said, Mom, man, I'm getting over it. I'm on the mend, trying to get over that cold. I'm pretty much over it, Tim K. But I still feel it in my voice a little bit.
Well, I finally got there. And Tim says, yes, sir, he's at home. He's here for some truth. Oh, we got some truth for you. Boy, howdy.
That's right. Yeah. So who else is in there?
I don't know. I see a head count more than one, so but
okay.
They're not speaking up yet, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, what we're gonna do tonight is my wife found this little video that's really fucking like wow. It's just lies and more lies, and we're gonna break it down. I guess this is what they call a reaction video. And I'm not into that type of stuff, but on when it comes to this CDCr shit and they're bamboozling lies and they're bamboozling narratives, I gotta check that. I gotta do some fact checks for y'all because I just can't help myself, man. It's just like, goddamn, stop lying to people, man. So what my wife will do is she's gonna play this little recording and shit, and we're gonna stop and pause and go for it, and I'm gonna fucking give you some facts on it, right, baby girl?
Right.
You got that ready?
Almost. Of course, I've got the crappiest phone for doing all the stuff that probably needs something a little more together than this. But hey, it's just time to buy another phone. Because that's all I need is more cell phones and more cell phones. This is all my best photos are on this phone, and I don't want to lose them. And I know I can put them on a cloud, but I do not like clouds. I don't trust them.
I don't even know what that is, but the clouds in the sky. That's all I know what that is.
Well, it's where you keep your private stuff. On public airwaves. So okay, I'm there. I'm going right now. All right. I gotta turn up the sound on this.
I'll give you guys a little bit of this get down. This guy's the phone.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
CDCr Unlocked.
This guy's
Podcast produced by the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. Now.
Okay, I can do this now. I think.
Okay.
Recording.
All right. Well, let me tell him.
I was just gonna say that this
Wait,
man. Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, you go. No, you go. You know what's going on here better than I do, so you go.
Well, we're gonna fucking play this dude, this public information officer spiel, and his name is David Gonzales. He's public information officer at CSP-SAC. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, and I was gonna say that this is CDCr's podcast called CDCr Unlocked, and this is one of their chapters called Normalization Part 2. And yeah, the PIO of CSP-SAC is the person being interviewed, and I have spoken to him, and it's mm, well, let's just hear what he's gonna say, and then you'll hear what we have to say.
Now, let's join our host with today's topic.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on CDCr Unlocked. I'm your host, Ashton Harris, and I am with CDCr's Communications Office. On today's episode of CDCr Unlocked, we are continuing our series about the California model, where we dive in and explain the pillars from different perspectives within the California Department of Corrections. You may remember our episode with Annette Lambert, the Deputy Director of Quality Management within CDCr's Healthcare Services, where we talked about the normalization pillar. And if you haven't listened to that episode, don't worry, you won't be confused or anything, but...
And we are going to do that one later because they're normalizing CCHCS, which is the medical. I'm sure we'll have something to say about that too.
I highly recommend you go back and listen once you are done with this episode, because today we will once again talk about normalization. So this is normalization part 2. And today my special guest joining me is Lieutenant David Gonzales. Hello, Lieutenant Gonzales. How are you?
Doing well. Good morning.
Great. Thank you. Good morning. Can you please just take the time and introduce us to yourself? Like, how long have you been at CDCr and what different roles have you played within the department?
Yeah, good morning. I've been with CDCr for 18 years. All 18 years I've spent my career at SAC. I was an officer for 7 years, a sergeant for 9, and I've been a lieutenant now for 2.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
And right now I have the pleasure of being the...
All right, we're going to wait for him to call back. And we'll get on that. Who do we got in that chat? Oh my goodness. I got 16 things going on and only 3 phones to do it by. Oh my goodness.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, here we go. And playing.
Public Information Officer at SAC, which I've held for 17 months.
All right. Awesome. That's great. So before we get started, I wanted to take a quick moment and explain the
And right now
Sorry.
I have the pleasure of being the Public Information Officer at SAC, which I've held for 17 months.
I accidentally hit the reverse. Sorry.
That's great. So before we get started, I wanted to take a quick moment and explain the California model. So through pilot locations and programs at statewide CDCr institutions, it is a groundbreaking effort that seeks to enhance public safety through 4 different pillars. Those pillars include normalization, peer mentorship, becoming a trauma-informed organization, and dynamic security. So today, like we said, we're going to be talking about normalization, and that leads me to my first question. Lieutenant Gonzales, if you were to meet someone and you'd never met them, and they did not know what normalization was when it pertains to the California model in the Department of Corrections, how would you describe it to them?
Yeah, it's normalization within our prison system right now is simply a more modern approach to day-to-day life for the incarcerated person. It's a more modern approach to how staff and the population interact on a daily basis, making things more and as close to the outside world as possible.
I know that what's coming up is anything but what the world is like outside, and they're not making anything realistic at all, or more like the outside world. It's the insanity of what's going on in there. Even the efforts that they put out are so far removed from being an adult in the real world.
Within the prison environment.
Okay, awesome. So it's an innovation to become a more modern way of functioning, particularly within institutions. Can you kind of describe that normalization aspect, especially from the custody perspective?
Yes, so like I said, I've been in the department 18 years, and communication with the population has always been, from a supervisor standpoint, to giving orders, facilitating movement, and so on. With the normalization aspect of it, it's brought a more personalized interaction and relationship with the population. And I feel like that's probably the biggest aspect for an immediate impact. Creates a better, more social environment amongst the two. Where we're changing the environment inside the prison walls is, for years we've had nothing but bare concrete inside the walls. We've now implemented paint. We're allowing the population to produce murals inside the housing units, as we're also doing inside the prison walls. It sounds like a very minor detail, but it's actually pretty impactful for the population and staff to be on the yard and have something on the walls other than bare concrete.
Is there something you'd like to say or address to in that?
No, we'll wait. We'll wait until after he's done talking right here.
Also allowed some planting of shrubbery and different flowers and whatnot outside the housing units. Again, that sounds pretty minimal, but it's essentially curb appeal just like you would for your house. So little
This
details
call
like that
and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Day-to-day operations.
Great, yeah. So can you expand on that a little bit? So with the perspective you just described, how does normalization particularly affect the incarcerated in their everyday lives at the institution? So they have this healthier environment. How do you think that's actually impacting them every day?
Yeah, I think that impacts the population productively. It creates, like I said, a more positive environment, but it also establishes
Stop.
deeper
Will you hold on? Pause it.
and relation.
Okay.
All right. So look, folks, he said that they're going to allow people to paint murals on the walls and plant little blossom flowers. And I guess it's supposed to be a more easier on your optic nerve to look at, so you're not reminded that you're in a level 4 penitentiary. But you got to remember though, this is on this yard he's talking about is a dropout SOY yard where rats, homos, and chomos are, not GP. Okay, and I don't understand how painting a mural of a white kid, black kid, Chinese kid, Mexican kid, all frolicking in the lilies is going to help grown-ass men. And most of these dudes on that yard are chomos and homos and weirdos. So they're painting kids on them walls. I didn't tell you that, baby girl, but
like they had the like they had the Sesame Street characters in that
right.
weirdo
Right.
yard.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I don't know how that, coupled with a couple little shrubbery bushes, is supposed to be rehabilitated. And that's just a straight up hardcore facts, man. So, he's going to say some other shit here, and I just wanted to stop and pause real quick on this. I know this guy. My wife's talked to this guy a few times.
Mm-hmm.
He's just another fucking knobhead in their fucking California model system, and he'll tell you what you want to hear all day long, man.
No, he'll tell you what he wants
done.
you to believe, not what you want to hear. What he wants you to believe.
Well, he'll tell you, yeah, but with that, okay, well, apples, oranges, all right, I get it. But all his thing is to do is to bamboozle the public. He is in that position, public information officer.
Mm-hmm.
He is in the position, and that is the person that's going to talk to you on behalf of the prison, and he's going to do the media outlet updates and shit like that in the media. So his thing is to bamboozle, and lie all he can. And I don't get it, man. I don't get it. They're not faking me, man. They're not faking me. All right, go ahead.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Having a hard time bouncing back and forth between apps. So, okay. Go ahead and roll.
All right.
Oh, shoot. Of course, I have to turn it down for the other app and turn it up for this one. Okay. There we go.
It impacts the population productively. It creates, like I said, a more positive environment, but it also establishes deeper, rapport and relationships with the officer that they see on a daily basis. It allows them to kind of socialize as the staff population does on a normal basis. We have a lot of mass movement within our institution, all scheduled.
All right.
Would you say that helps the
Hold on. I'm having a hard time with this. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm a little jumpy, but I just need to say that putting lipstick on a pig will always and only be putting lipstick on a pig. And if putting a paint job and giving curb appeal to an institution that is rife with corruption is their focus, their main point, how they're addressing the problem, if we make it pretty and delusional, no, those times are over, okay? That might have worked the last 5 or 10 years, but people are starting to wake up, and they're starting to wake up in all kinds of ways and places. And no, only the most delusional would stop at that curb and say, "What a pretty house." That thing where he was talking about how they go and get one-on-one conversations going. No, there's always and forever will be a hierarchy in a prison. You cannot masquerade friendliness or easement when you're still bringing a threat. You can't be this voice of control and expect everyone to be relaxed when the imminent threats are so dangerous. Like the life you're living right now is the result of not doing things under their extreme pressure, which has nothing to do with personal growth or future outside the prison. Am I correct?
No, to me, it ain't never gonna be right. Yeah, you're correct. It ain't never gonna be right, man. It's all crap. It's just all crap because you cannot change. You cannot fucking put a cow outfit on a dog and call it a cow. The dog's a dog, man. You can't do that. It's not gonna work. It's just foolery. It's just tomfoolery, period. And
what they need to do is address mental illness as mental illness, crime as crime, criminality is criminality, perversion is perverts, and separate those and deal with them accordingly. Because it's not right for some petty thief to be treated like a cold stone killer. It's not fair for somebody who was wrapped into this thing under false pretense to have to survive amongst the bloodthirsty.
Right. Well, when it comes to that, that's why they're going to say they separate the levels. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, they're paying these dudes to show. They're doing shit behind the scenes for the photo ops or whatever they're doing with these fucking S and Ys. So the taxpayer actually believes, oh yeah, well, they're making a difference. When it's ongoing inside the walls joke of the R on their tag, CDCr. It's a joke. It's such a joke that doctors and the nurses and the psych techs know it's a joke. So if it's that big of a joke, then it must be a joke. And until that R on their tag becomes real across the board, and their actions show that it's beyond painting a couple children on the wall for chomos to sit there and look at. I mean, come on, man. You're not fooling me, man. You're not fooling me. All right, let's hear some more. It gets better, folks.
Impactful. I've seen the difference amongst staff and inmates. Yard specific, of course. We have 3 facilities, but I definitely have seen a difference in that, and I feel like that's a huge part of our normalization.
You heard what he said there. Yard specific, of course. We do have 3 facilities. So they're not even acknowledging you as part of that facility, but it's all one state facility.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Right. All right.
Normalization.
Perfect. So, describing the environment and those personal relationships, well, not so personal, but
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Hurry back. Well, I wish I could have another way to go about this text thing, but guess I can check it out real fast. Try to. Maybe I don't have to. Hold on. Hello. Don't you dare hang up on me again.
For using Global Tel Link.
Okay, we're back.
All right. Yeah.
And I feel like that's a huge part of our normalization.
Perfect. So, describing the environment and those personal relationships, well, not so personal, but a little bit more communication amongst the staff and the population. Would you say that helps the incarcerated just even when they get out of the institution eventually? Like, right now it wouldn't be such a culture shock for them, and it's an easier transition to reality.
Yeah, it's huge. To have regular conversation and interaction with staff and different disciplines too. We're, custody, non-custody doctors. So there's a large population of disciplines amongst our prison, and day-to-day conversations that's more personalized is going to be helpful when they're out in the community, shopping at a grocery store, standing in line, at Costco. It's just different social interactions are going to help.
Did you have something to say?
Yeah, I got a lot to say, but go ahead. Let's finish it. Let it play some more.
These guys in a better place when they do transition to the outside.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we talked about the population and how normalization, they see it every day. the way that the population feels every day is going to also affect how the staff feels every single day. So those lives of the incarcerated inside the institution can impact the lives of the staff at the institution. So how do you believe normalization relates to staff within CDCr?
So I'd say it's twofold in this. One, we're creating a better and positive environment for the incarcerated population, and that's through interaction and personalized conversations and whatnot. What that does is also follow to the staff. If the staff are having that interaction, that's becoming more pleasant, and it could simply be greetings, a good morning, have a good day, all that. If that's an environment that's more common within an officer's 8-hour shift, that becomes less stressful. And if we're having 3 or 4 pleasant conversations a day with an inmate from 0, that's impactful, and it makes our area of employment a better place to work.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the interaction within the staff.
Okay.
Okay, so hey, folks and baby girl, he talked about getting the inmates ready for the streets and so they can be prepared to go shopping at Costco or grocery shopping or whatever. Like, I mean, how is paint on a wall or some shrubbery or good morning going to do all that when that's been going on for years already?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that I know. That you guys know how to stand in line. Y'all do it, right? I mean, used to anyways, chow line, whatever. You got to line up. You had a certain set of social rules that you just don't break. You don't touch somebody. You don't, you toe the line. Well, out here, they ain't doing that. They're doing whatever the fuck they want. And they might be a little bit rude. And that's where the culture shock is. No amount of organized prison life will prepare you for outside life. Not the way it's set up now. Absolutely not.
But you got to remember, too, though, when we're talking to these dudes or, talking football or whatever, that's nothing new. That's everyday life in here. And what they're trying to make it seem like is that's something that's new. Mm-hmm. It is not new.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Well,
just chopping it up about, football or baseball or, whatever, like how was court today or that's been going on from a whole 30 years in prison.
Well,
I don't understand what they're trying to. Hold up. I don't understand what they're trying to. They're trying to say that their system now is allowing for that to happen. Dude, that's been going on for 30 years already.
Well, here's what I'm hearing is that I know that I only started this ability to communicate with you from where you live for the last, year and a half, coming up on 2 years. And what I've observed is you see these people every day. It's just like the same people I see every day. You can't not have some kind of rapport with them. You can't.
You do. Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
That's a natural element that's always been there. So what he's trying to make it sound like is everyone's friendly and sucking each other's butt and trying to look good, and that's kind of what I'm hearing. What he's saying, it's like everybody's
maybe on the.
Well, this is part of the paint.
Maybe on that yard.
It's the paint. It's the lipstick on the pig. I get that, but
go ahead. Let's finish this thing up.
Okay.
In the population, but what about actual things that are being implemented within prisons? So what is something that's happening at SAC that makes the life a little bit more normal for the population?
Okay, yeah. So on our A facility within the EOP incarcerated population, historically, officers have handed out toilet paper bars of soap on a weekly schedule. Most recently, about a year now, we have placed basic toilet paper, hygiene items in a communal area within the housing unit, and we're now allowing the population to grab a toilet paper roll when needed, grab a bar of soap when needed. And it sounds very minimal, but this is actually a huge step. One, it allows the inmate to come and go as he pleases and not have to ask for basic needs, but it also creates a bit of responsibility amongst the population to self-manage an amount of supply, right? So it's been really impactful for the population, empowering them to actually feel like a normal human being.
It does seem very minor, but it is these little things, these little steps, these changes that we can help with their daily interaction, increase the quality of life for the population, and it also increases the quality of life for staff. Wouldn't you say? Like, now this is something that custody or these officers aren't having to worry about on their everyday work schedule, and they can maybe focus on other important tasks.
It reduces a bit of the workload for the staff, absolutely.
Those are all very great points. Before we wrap up, I just want to see if there's anything else that you would like to say regarding normalization and the great things that SAC is doing in order to reach this California model pillar.
Yeah, again, SAC is a high security mission prison. We're level 4, so our California model implementation is smaller than probably other prisons, but we are progressing. For an example, today we are having a rock concert on our C facility general population yard, and in attendance will be the inmate population and staff. So we're starting to calendar more events that are geared towards positive interaction and more fun environment in prison. And it's simple, but it's really, really impactful for our staff and for our inmate population.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's so great. And
Okay. How can you not have a reaction?
Yeah. Okay. So this guy said, let's break this down. Okay. A facilities EOP SNY. Okay. A facilities EOP SNY level 4. B facilities EOP SNY level 2. And C yard is GT level 4, which they're going to have a rock concert. And that's been done before, right? That's been done before with Johnny Cash and Old Folsom. Now, but what I want to comment on is this normalization of getting your own toilet paper and a bar of soap instead of having to stay.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Let me tell y'all something. On any May line, staff don't pass out toilet paper and soap. The tier tenders do it. Prisoners do it. They walk down the tier with a fucking bucket of soap and a box of toilet paper on a mop bucket, so it rolls down the tier, and they put toilet paper and soap on your tray slot on the door. Cops don't do that. So that's been going on for years. And now what they're trying to do is make y'all think that that's normalization. Like, are you fucking serious, man?
Well, first of all, it's not even normalization, because nowhere in the world are they handing out toilet paper. You can just go get yourself.
Oh, God. I mean, this guy.
You got to go buy your toilet paper at the store. Now,
right.
You know,
why don't they? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, why don't they set up like little town centers, have little stores, little shops, little things you need, like, you know, even if it's like, and have that cell be an actual functioning apartment like environment with, you know, it can still be one room, but maybe, you know, the bathroom's not so in your face, and a little area to cook. and you know, a little apartment with a bed that you can sleep on, that's not a hard
Hard.
mat on concrete or worse.
Why not change these mattresses out to help a motherfucking man's spine? Or why not fucking give us better food? Why not allow more family interaction with our families and stop falsifying paperwork and stop slamming people while they're in handcuffs trying to murder them?
Well, there is
Right.
one interesting thing that he really said. He said that this is for EOP only. What he didn't say, what he did not say, was what was happening for everyone else.
Right, because it's not happening for everyone else. That's why he didn't say it. Because
No.
he can't say it.
But what is happening to everyone else is deplorable.
Right, it's screw you job. It's screw you job. So, hey folks, check it out. That's what we wanted. I wanted to break this down, and nothing has changed, right?
Mm-mm.
The pig's still a pig. The lipstick is still purple.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has changed.
Mm-hmm.
All they're doing is presenting. They're trying to present it in a way to this person that's doing the interview as something is new. Nothing is new. Prisoners pass out toilet paper and soap to other prisoners every week. And if you need some extra during the week, you can go in the office and grab some. It's been this way for 30 years I've been in prison. Now, in the hole, it's a little different. In the hole, the guards pass it out because we're in cuffs. There ain't no tier tenders, there ain't no porters, there ain't none of that. So it's different. But what he's trying to do is represent that this is a new program. This is not new.
There's
You
nothing.
know, it's fucking.
It's lipstick on a pig.
It's not.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. And
It's the
how
same
much
pig,
is that
same
costing you, taxpayers? How much are they charging to do
Right.
that? Because I heard it was in the
Right.
millions, like 100 millions,
It is.
several hundred
You have
millions.
60 seconds remaining.
To do what?
It's in the hundreds of millions. I'm gonna call back.
I am paint price has gone up, but it's not that bad. I mean, come on. And it's not like they're using oil paint either. It's like, come on, people. And then, you know, I've seen some of the most inappropriate paintings, like literal Sesame Street. You know, I like the one with just the fish in the water. That's nice. That's easy. But murals have been happening for a while there too, okay? In the visiting rooms and elsewhere, wherever they would allow them to be. I'm sure they're not everywhere. Huh. You think those murals are only in the visiting rooms?
Huh?
That he's talking about? You think those murals are only in the visiting
No.
rooms? No.
No, they're on the yard. They're on the yard. I seen them when I went to my last legal visit last year. I seen them on the yard wall.
Okay.
Where the officer's office, where the sergeant's office and captain's office is. And it's probably like about 8 by 10 or 7 by 10 piece of the wall that's painted.
Right.
And, you know, and then they got some shrubbery that they planted. And that's not gonna help nobody.
Is it like just a little thumb stamp, sort of like just a little bleep, like not even beautifying the environment,
Right.
just kind of like throwing up an old sock for a curtain.
Yeah. It's insane, man. But yeah, folks, it's a bunch of garbage, man. It's a bunch of garbage. It's a joke.
They're not doing anything.
And they're not doing shit.
Photo
I mean,
ops.
he's an EOPR. SNY EOPR. I mean, come on, dude.
And
It
photo
do
ops.
like Hector Bravo calls them booger eaters. They're fucking booger eaters. They're fucking booger eaters, man. And the other ones that are not booger eaters are hideouts. They done dropped out of 5 different games and they're hiding out. Now they got mental health problems that they've never had in their whole lives, but it's convenient all of a sudden because they can hide out and you know, fucking do weird shit to the female staff and flash bang with the female staff and do their weird shit. And that's just, so it's all a joke, man. It's all a joke. Now, the CR thing of them having a rock concert, okay, cool. Right on. That's, you know, they've done that here and there. You know, they've done it at Old Folsom with Johnny Cash like 3 times back in the 80s and 70s. And you know, it's cool, but okay. But how is that meaningful rehabilitation? It's not. One day, a little trip, okay. So you got staff and inmates out there, prisoners out there co-mingling. Whoopee! That's really fun. Why don't you open up the visiting?
We're trying to make it more fun. Yeah, so like even if they were doing all that passing out of stuff, it's like what else? You know, like how hard is your job? That's a big load off of your backs to not have to hand that shit out. I'm like, now I'm confused.
They don't. That's funny because they don't. None of the staff do that. That is what you call a porter job. Every building has 4 porters. A white, black, Mexican, and an other. You know, 4 porters. Every building has 4 porters.
Okay.
And that's what they do. They hand out that. They sweep and mop the tiers. They clean the showers. You know, they do the weekly supplies. They do the weekly laundry bags in and out. That's their job. So it's never been the cop's job on a main line or any sort of mainline setting ever. Unless there's lockdowns and shit like that, then that's a little different. But, and I remember back in the...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Even during lockdowns, they still popped the porters out because they didn't want to do no type of work whatsoever. None. Sit in the office and do nothing. That was their thing. And it was cool for us because we were like, okay, go sit in the office, close the door. They're not searching my cell. They're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. We're not bumping heads. It's cool. So, I don't know. We got any questions or comments?
Outlaw popped in. Death Race visited us and hello, good evening. He said something else too. Yeah,
Outlaw,
some disgusting shit. Yeah, it is. Sorry.
Outlaw, I send mine. You know what I do. Death Ray, I'll send mine to you. Everybody else, I'll send mine. We're just chit-chatting about this video, folks, that we broke down. And I couldn't help it, man. My wife found it the other day, and I just like, oh my God, this dude's bizarre. And I know this guy, you know, and it just, his whole thing is to bamboozle the public. Work play, work salad, work play. Straight up. That's what they do. How about stop falsifying documents? How about stop covering shit up? How about stop being corrupt? How about fucking getting the administration to, you know, uphold the policies they put in place and to stop manipulating policies that fit their need at that time? See, that's change. But they don't want real change. They don't want real change because it's a threat to their agenda. It's a threat to their agenda, man. But yeah, painting on a wall of some kids, a Sesame Street looking shit with Bert and Ernie. That's not changing nothing.
No, it's not. It is you know, a little painting, a couple plans. You go to walk up to a desk and probably have to ask a porter to retrieve you some toilet paper. is,
Mm,
you know, that's far from normal. That's that, and then for them to
yeah,
say that that's bringing people closer to living in a normal streets is absolute insanity.
that's
If
insane.
they think that reality's like that, no. We go to the store and we buy our stuff and we have
Go
some
home.
independence. We get to
Right.
eat what we want. We have to cook our own
Let me tell
food,
you,
and that they're doing
hey, man,
that
girl.
in those European prisons. That's what I've been told by
Right,
Europeans. They,
right. They
they have
are. They
normalcy.
are.
They're not
Like,
institutions
they are.
like
Back
such.
in the days, they used to have funny money, right? Back in the
Uh-huh.
days, they had what you call funny money.
Uh-huh. Kind
Yeah,
of
it
like
looked like
chits.
Monopoly money. And
Chits,
you can
right?
go to the yard shack. You can go to the yard shack, and the yard shack has soda pops, ice creams, candy bars, like during the week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to go to commissary to have it. You can get $20 of funny money, and every time you go to the yard shack is open, so you can go out there and buy a soda pop and ice cream for you and the homeboys.
Right.
And then the next time it's homeboy's turn, and that's cool right there. Bring back that,
Right.
But see, here's the thing is if they have to hire staff for a new position, they won't do it because it takes from their money that they put in their pockets, right? And that's what they don't want.
And
If
how is serving pea protein as a staple an improvement
Right.
and an act of normalcy?
Right.
I mean, that's so basic.
Right.
So
And
basic.
you know what's even worse is the fact that the cops right here in this unit that I'm in, they are like, they every time they come to my cell when they serve that fucking shit, they can't believe it because nobody eats it, and they see the waste of the taxpayer dollars go right down the drain.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell them what my wife found on the internet about the price of that pea protein, they can't believe it. Then they go home and they research and they come back the next day and they're fucking livid because
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Well, I'm so glad to hear they're paying attention because they need to help do something. They know that now they don't get to keep quiet about it. They know.
nobody
They know.
eats this shit. Nobody eats this shit. Nobody eats this shit. And you know what? It is so crazy. I'm so fucking against it. I won't eat none of it. I won't eat the tray that it comes on. I won't touch none of the other food because it stinks. It's putrid. And my last blood test, they said I was vitamin deficient.
Huh.
So because I'm not eating that shit.
Well, I don't think
I'm
that
not
shit
gonna eat
has
that
the
crap.
vitamins you need either. So it wouldn't
Right.
matter.
Well, it wouldn't matter anyways. But the fact of the matter is, like, on their, a normal human being is supposed to eat some greens every day. Fuck, we're lucky if we get greens once a week that are edible.
That's insane. You live in the most fertile lands
Yeah,
in the state,
I know.
and you
I know.
can't get a fucking
I know.
vegetable. That's insane.
I know. And when we do, it is so, mashed and cooked, overly cooked, that there's nothing in it. It's just like mush. It's like baby food mush.
It's
And
terrible.
that's their rehabilitation.
No.
You know what I told I talked to this guy I know, he's a source. I call him the source, right? And I won't ever, he's on the down low, and he tells me that there were some talks a while back about fucking giving us new mattresses, right? New mattresses, some type of new mattress that helps, curvature of the spine, right? Contour of the body, so you don't have so much pressure on your exoskeleton,
Like some
your
foam, maybe.
skeleton system.
Like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And right, the foam, foam. And well, we're still waiting to hear on that, right? But they'd rather paint a wall and plant a bush and call it rehabilitation than to do anything meaningful that is actually going to be helpful and impactful for every man in this prison. You know? And but yeah, folks, don't let that dude bamboozle nothing, man. Because I talk football with these dudes. My co-defendants talk to them. We got a good rapport with them, and that's crap, man. You know, it's crap, and you know, it ain't nothing new, man. It ain't nothing new. You know, but what we have a fucking problem with is the falsification of confidential documents that pop up anywhere and everywhere, anytime and all the time from a ghost. You know, or a crackhead that said fucking he was scared and he shit his britches and it's my fault and now I'm in trouble and I don't even know who this crackhead is. You know, and so and he got shit streaks in his fucking boxers and it's my fault. You know, that's the type of problem I got. That's not you're not going to rehabilitate nothing until you fix that type of problem. Because we won't let it be. We will not let it be. We're not going to stop. I won't just let it be. I won't fucking call it rehabilitation nor my friends because it's not. It is when you stop doing your dirty dog shit. Then we got somewhere we're going to start from. We have a baseline, but without having that baseline, we don't have nothing. You know, because they won't stop with your bullshit. They won't stop with their bullshit. So, I don't know. That's where I'm at. I wanted to break that video down, baby girl, for the people as you did. Folks, you got any questions? Shoot them. Any comments? Shoot them. What's up, Outlaw? What's up, my bro? I hope you're well, man. Just let me know when I'll come on.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Anytime, man. You ready? I'm ready. You let me know and I'll give a holler. Let me call back.
All right. Let's see. I could have sworn he had other topics to bring up, and I asked him to write this stuff down. He probably did. Didn't have the list in front of him. Okay. Hope y'all are having a good evening, and that you're enjoying hearing about the truth and all the craziness it brings. And hope that you and your loved ones are all safe.
Using Global Tel Link.
All right, you're back.
All right, I'm back. Yep.
Didn't you have some other topics? I swear you had some other topics.
Yep. I do. I wrote some shit down. Let's see here. Fuck, man. I think I already talked about it, though, didn't I?
I don't know. Yeah, you wrote it down somewhere. Yeah, and if you don't have your list, I think we should wrap it up.
Oh, the data. Oh, the data falsification, right? That one video we were listening to, I wanted everybody to hear it, California Uncensored. They took that off, right, babe? You can't find that one no more?
No, it's gone. But yeah, no, I thought you had written down some other stuff, but I mean,
I did. I found it. I found a few of them, but the data falsification and manipulation. So when we file appeals in prison, what it does is it goes into a database. And then what they'll do is they'll kick you back and say, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. Do that first and then refile. So we do this and that and then refile, and then they'll kick you back and they'll say, do this and do that. Well, what happens is a lot of guys, they don't follow through. They get frustrated and they don't follow through. They let it drop. and therefore it manipulates the database of the 602s at that prison, and it looks good on paper. But what they're doing is their appeals coordinator is manipulating the situation with the prisoner, making it so difficult that he just gets frustrated and gives up on his 602. And they do that and other tricks with this shit, man. And so that was one of the topics I wanted to tell y'all about, man, because I did write it down. And but this other thing on the meaningful changes of rehabilitation, all they got to do is roll it back to what it used to be. You know, bring back the real medications, bring back the real medical treatments. When a motherfucker gets a cold, give him a cold setup, right? Give him a cold setup. Stop treating us like we're animals. You know, stop using these tablets for disciplinary. You know, stop using the family connection for disciplinary. There's other ways they can discipline a man without cutting his conversations with his kids. You know, yeah. I mean, you know, I don't have no kid, but I kind of do. But you know, and I got a wife and stuff, and I got a mother, and I got family, and in my conversations with my family is very impactful on my rehabilitation. So are my visits. So, you know, if they were to focus on there and go there and enhance the visiting and enhance all that, that's real change. That's real change right there. So, you know, with that, man, that's all I really got on this video, folks. Baby girl, we got any questions?
No.
Comments? Cause we'll call this one short tonight.
Yeah. Yep. Nope. Thanks everybody for showing up and hanging out with us.
Yep. Outlaw, get at me, man. I'm ready when you're ready. Tim K, I send mine. Outlaw, send mine. Ken, Chaos, everybody stole. I miss you, bro. I send mine, man. Allison, everybody. I hope you guys are well. We wanted to break that down for you guys and stop in for a Saturday night. Now we're gonna pop on out and call it in. I send mine to the worthy, baby girl.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
As do I.
If there's nothing on there, then we're gone.
Tons of thanks. Good night, all. And you all have a wonderful night. He just clocked out. And take care.